take this information and relate it to more specific information. I'm going to erase. When we label our graphs and our coordinate planes to graph things, the units that we use and the increments used will vary depending upon the situation. So if I'm looking at this grid, typically each line represents 1. So if I go one line over, that's 1. When we graph ordered pairs, when we graph our points, whole numbers are on the lines. If we had to graph -1.5, we would be in the space. Okay? So we are plotting our points on the lines. That means that we should be putting points where 2 lines intersect. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. Look at example 1 on page 83. It says, write the ordered pair that names each point. So if we had point J, J is down here. Okay, J is down here. What quadrant is J in? 3. So we should have what signs for our ordered pair? I should have 2 negatives. Very good. What is the ordered pair for point J? You can look in your book where it's a little bit bigger. Yes, sir. -4, -3. So that tells us that we did what to find this point? We went over how many? We went over 4 and we went down how many? 3. We went over 4, down 3, and they were both in the negative direction. Yes, sir. So I'm doing our examples up here on the board. If you need a marker, I'm going to let you use the whiteboards to graph things as we practice today. And I'll pass those out once we get to our independent practice time. Okay? Look at point L. Point L is over here. Point L is over here. What quadrant is point L in? I'm sorry? Quadrant 4. That means that we have what type of x value and what type of y value? Yes. Is our x value going to be positive or negative?
Positive.
And our y value is?
Negative.
Yes.
Negative.
Right, the y value will be negative. What is this point? What is the ordered pair for the point L? Yes, sir?
2, -2.
2, -2. Does the order between x and y matter?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Okay. Does the negativity or does the sign matter? Yes. If we forget a negative, is our point going to be in the same spot?
No.
Nope. If we add a negative when there's not supposed to be one, is it going to be in the right spot?
No.
Nope. If we reverse our x and our y coordinates, is our point going to be in the same spot?
No.
Nope. Okay. So, I've said that some things that we do, it's about attention to detail. Graphing is about attention to detail. Because we can count, correct? We know how to count? Yeah, I would agree. We know how to put points on lines, correct? Yeah, I would agree. We know how to write letters. When we label points on a graph, uppercase printed. They're uppercase and they're printed. So we do not have to use cursive this time. Don't use cursive on me. Okay. When we label an X and a Y axis, those are lowercase cursive. Okay? So if I was going to label my X axis and my Y axis, those are written in cursive. Unless we get confused with things, I'm not going to ask us to label every time. Sound fair? Okay. In example 2 on page 84, it tells us to graph the points that we are given. So point A is at -2, -4. -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. That is point A. We went over negative 2, we went down negative 4. Everybody got that? Point B is at 0, 2. So if I'm at 0, 2, is that going to be on an axis? I have 0 in my ordered pair. Is that point going to be on an axis? Yes. Because either we don't go over or we don't go up. So the point 0, 2, we're at 0, we go over 0, and we go up 2. So that point is going to be on my axis. Finding points like that is going to be very, very important when we get to functions. Okay? So, being able to recognize that is going to be very important. And we need to be able to recognize that, yes, we can have points that are located on my axis. Everybody good? Okay. In example 3, it's having us use information to create X and Y points, and then they are graphed. We know how to take words and put them into an expression. And if they give us X values, can we find the Y based on that expression? Yeah, we're going to do what the rule tells us to do. And then we can graph. Okay? Today's independent practice, I'm going to let you do it on a whiteboard so that we do not have to make graph paper. And we don't have to use graph paper. Tonight's homework, you guys are going to be working on your chapter review. If you needed to make graph paper, because I know graph paper can be expensive, let me show you what to do. Alright. I have 2 pieces of notebook paper. If you turn one piece sideways, you can see the grid lines through the back so that you have X and Y coordinates. Okay? You can see the X and the Y. It makes a grid so that you don't have to go out and buy graph paper. But you take 2 pieces of notebook paper, crisscross them. You can trim it if you want to make it nice and pretty. That's up to you. Sound fair? Okay, if you want to go out and buy graph paper, you can. We don't use it too much. But every once in a while we will need to graph things. Alright? Any questions? Thank you very much.